Mic check. Mic check. Hey, is this thing on?
It better be, because it's time for Talkin' Real with Jay and Shay, right here on Love 860 WAEC. Now, you can definitely tell who is who. See, Shay, she's the smart one. And Jay, well, he's the one that always has his lip stuck out.
This is not gonna go well for you, bro.
Call in live with your comments and questions. 404-355-8699. That's 404-355-8699. Now, let's talk real with Jay and Shay.
Atlanta. Welcome back. I'm Jay.
And I'm Shay.
And again, this is Talking Real. And I'm so glad y'all are able to tune in again with us. I think today going to be an action-packed, full house. I think we're doing somewhat of a repeat from last week.
Not a repeat, but a carryover.
Just a carryover. Y'all didn't get enough of last time. That's what I'm talking about.
It was hype.
Oh, that's why we like it. That's how we like it. Again, C. Davis wasn't going to be able to be here this time around, and he got to do his thing in, Florida again?
It was in Florida? He travels so much. He stays so much. But he is very much with us. I'm sure he's listening to us live from wherever he is tonight. Shout out to C. Davis. But
we got another comedian in the house.
The lovely Sonny. Comedian Sonny in the house.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's the legendary Sonny G. Hey. Sonny with an O, not a U. I'm not a stripper.
Oh, thank you very much. Keep it clean now. I'm trying to keep it shut.
Sorry, I'm not an exotic dancer.
That's a good way of cleaning it up. All righty. You about as bad as this one over here with that potato salad. Lord have mercy.
Salad.
We're gonna have to do
we got songs about potato salad? What's going on?
You didn't know. We don't know. We don't really.
Did you not hear her? She's got a whole tune. There's probably a chorus and everything going on with that.
Bro. She been that way for a long time.
Okay. I see you in here suited and booted. All right.
Hey, we come to do this. This is what we come to do.
That's what we do.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to be here. I'm happy y'all let me sit in.
Thank you for coming. You did such an incredible job a couple weeks ago. So we'd love to have you back, and thank you so much. And for those just tuning in, this is the Jay and Shay Show right here on Love 860 WAEC. Glad to have you out here, and we have received some incredible feedback. So thanks for everybody who's tuning in, turning up every week. 7 to 9.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
That's what we do.
And we have some exciting stuff going on, Jay. What's going on? What's happening? How you feeling like? I always ask you, how was your day?
I feel good. The week went good, and I told you, I get excited every time I walk through the door here. So now that I'm in the building, and I just feel spiritually uplifted as always. I'm just trying to stay encouraging. Mm-hmm. So I just want to make sure I do some encouraging things tonight and every night. Mm-hmm. Get off the couch. Let's get up and get it going.
All right.
Now, that sounds real positive, but I want to know how you felt 15 minutes ago on Northside Drive.
With all that traffic?
Yeah.
I was nervous then, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was nervous somebody's going to hit me.
And
but I made it through, though.
Not only that, I gave us the wrong. We were trying to make a cut through.
Never let somebody that act like they know Atlanta drive you through Atlanta. She trying to do U-turns in front of buses. I'm like, really?
That's Atlanta.
We have a show. We had a show to do.
I mean,
we had to get here.
And that's the crazy thing about Atlanta. Like, I'm from Ohio, and we have straight through streets. Every street leads exactly somewhere. In Atlanta, a street will end somewhere, and then you got to come back around to another street to get back on that street. So
that's what's up. Well, we have a power-packed show tonight, but most definitely we want to get it kicked off and crunk. We have a special guest who has graced us with his presence. He'll be on the phone here live in just a second, but we want to talk about why he's here. I know many of you have watched the movie Selma.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, it's where we're going to be going down to, that trip down there.
What's coming up?
Well, the 50th anniversary, the reenactment. And I know we're going to do a live feed down there.
Live broadcast.
Now, that's special. Seeing that we just got on air about a month ago, and we going down there already. So that's going to be a very special occasion for us. But again, for him to be able to speak on this, I can't wait for it.
Well, let's get Representative Tyrone Brooks on the line for us. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing, sir?
Here.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good. We're doing good. We're just working, but we're doing good.
thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. I wanted to get you on and get some real live feedback of what you feel about this event coming up, what you thought about the movie, why it is important that we get down here to this particular event. And I'm going to let you have the floor, sir.
Oh, well, since I grew up in the modern-day civil rights revolution, it is very, very special to me. And it's really special because my mentor and supervisor, Reverend Jose Williams, was the leader of the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday. There were a lot of people with them, including John Lewis from SNCC. Jose Williams was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s man on the ground, along with Reverend C.T. Vivian. C.T. is still living. He's 90 years old. Jose passed in the year 2000. These giants impacted my life as a child, and I still work every single day to try to enhance their legacies, including Dr. King, Dr. Ralph David Abernathy, Dr. Dorothy Height, and Dr. Dorothy Cotton, and Rosa Parks, all those great leaders. So I'm driving down Auburn Avenue in Atlanta right now. Actually, I just left for a little restaurant on Edgewood, and I'm driving up by the Apex Museum. I just left SCLC, but it's going to be a phenomenal event, and I'm hoping that the world will come. But once we come out of Selma and Montgomery, we must focus on Washington, D.C., because we still need another voting rights act passed by Congress and signed by President Obama, the next president. So this momentum hopefully will lead us to the creation and passage of another voting rights act, which we do not have right now. We have no protection as it relates to voting right now because the 1965 Voting Rights Act was struck down and nullified by the U.S. Supreme Court in June of 2013. And so until there's another Voting Rights Act, these states can pass the same impediments in law, just like it was in 65 when Jose Williams and others decided they were going to cross that Edmund Pettus Bridge. Of course, they didn't make it. But, about 3 weeks later, Dr. King led us all the way to Montgomery. And that was a great victory. But we still have a lot of work to do. I want people to understand the struggle continues. It's not over. And when we come out of Selma, Montgomery, we're going to be headed to Monroe, Georgia, to reenact the last open public mass lynching in America. We'll be having our march on the Moores Ford Bridge.
Wow.
Which was the voting rights uprising 20 years before Selma. That was 1944-46, which was on Dr. King's agenda, Abernathy, Lowry, Andy Young, John Lewis, Jesse Jackson, you name it. All of them have been in Monroe. So Monroe is only 50 miles east of Atlanta, between Atlanta and Athens, right below Congress. So when we finish in Selma, we're going to be headed over to Monroe, Georgia, April 4th, 12 noon, because we'll be marching on the Moores Ford Bridge. So Alabama has the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Georgia has the Moores Ford Bridge.
I see. Well, I mean, I know that you're one of those I see out there always, has been for a very long time. I've been here almost 23 years, and I know you have definitely impacted my life. I've seen you around, see you right here with us door to door. If we need anything, we know who to call. I remember having a situation back in 1999. Yeah, 99.
Really?
That far back. And having some, this group of folks from Uncle Hosey all the way down, who came right to the jail and helped my husband, who rested his soul, out, who was in a situation that didn't make no sense. But you've been out there in the trenches, and I really, really, really appreciate you. And for me personally, this event is going to be very powerful for me because my grandfather was in this Bloody Sunday. So those pictures I see there, the folks arrested, my grandfather was there. So it was so important to me when Dr. Reverend Jeffrey Benoit spoke to me about it. I said, you know what? I said, when I was doing my history, because back in the day, they didn't really teach us too much about Black history. We only got a little bit of it in school. And I went to a Catholic school in Detroit, and they didn't really touch on it because, we were at the Catholic school, and they didn't really want to, uprise. And but anywho, after doing my homework, I learned that my grandfather was there, and I was like, wow. We're just a generation away of what happened. And those who are sitting with us now, these young youth that are 20 and 22 and 25, they have no idea what just happened a generation or two ago. They think this all just came into pack now. So I really, truly appreciate. I will definitely be there. Jay and I will be broadcasting live. We are taking a bus load of folk, hotels full of folk, because it's that important to us. And we are members of the National Action Network, also the NAACP. I'm not just talking, I'm doing it.
There you go.
Well, that's what it takes. And the young people who don't know, we must teach them. We must inspire them. We must help them understand that it's on their watch now. They have to be the Martin Luther King Jr.'s and the Ralph Abernathy's. They have to be the Rosa Parks. They must understand Dr. King was only 26 years old when he was called to lead the Montgomery Bus Boycott. Abernathy was only 28. They were young bucks, but they did it. They paid a price for it. I mean, their homes were burned. The churches were almost burned down. They were arrested constantly. The government tried to take all of their assets. I mean, they were under a lot of pressure from the FBI and J. Hoover and, the CIA and living in our offices on Auburn Avenue and planning spies on us. We knew who the spies were. We would walk around and look at them and tell who they were. We knew who they were. And we weren't doing anything illegal. We were not subversive. We were just trying to change the course of America. We wanted a new America. We wanted a better America. And so a lot of people paid a dear price, though, because they were assassinated, they were killed, in many ways. You think about Dr. King's assassination, but there were many others. Think about Jimmy Lee Jackson in Marion, Alabama. He was the first one to die before the march from 7 Montgomery. I think about Dolly Luja, a white woman who was killed on Highway 80 between 7 Montgomery, which is called Whitehall in Lowndes County. I think about Michael Swan or James Sheen and Andrew Goodman, who were killed in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And I almost was with them on that Freedom Summer tour through Mississippi, but Jose Williams had me in South Georgia and North Florida. If I had been in Mississippi in Freedom Summer 1964, they were killed on June 21st, 1964. I probably wouldn't be speaking to you on this phone today because I would be dead.
Wow.
I think my mega ever, who was out working, he comes home in Jackson, Mississippi. He pulls in his driveway. He's shot in the back dead. His little children are looking out the window at their dad and lying on the ground in his blood. They're barely screaming and hollering. I think about all of this. If I was John Green, the white military minister from Boston who came down to Selma, he always wore a clergy collar, a white collar. The Klan attacked him and slapped him in the head to beat him, and he died a few days later. And that really is what sparked President Lyndon Johnson to say to Congress, I'm tired of this violence. Send me a voting rights act. And that's when Congress moved to send the voting rights act over to President Johnson for his signature. That act has been pretty much gutted and almost frozen in time by the U.S. Supreme Court. That's why this momentum going in and out of Selma must lead to Washington. Because if we don't get another voting rights act, celebrating and remembering doesn't mean anything. We've got to have another voting rights act. Otherwise, our right to vote will be slowly taken away.
Well, how do we get involved? Tell us what we can do as this generation, as well as the younger generation that are actually out there listening to us, and even the older generation who are still here, who probably feel, hey, I've done what I need to do. How can we get involved? How do we reach out? Is there a spot? I know you're down there running in the ground roots, but how do we get involved? What can we do? Because a lot of us went to college and, got a job and live in a nice home and da-da-da-da-da. But how do we actually get out and get involved?
We're glad you went to college and got a good job. Thank God that you have a job. I'm glad you have a job, and I'm glad you're living in a nice house and have nice cars. We're happy at the progress that many of us have made, but there are so many who haven't seen that progress, so many who have not had the benefit of a good job, a good house, a nice car, a nice education. If you look at the poverty index today, it's higher today than it was 50 years ago. There are more poor people today than it was 50 years ago. So the economic gap is widening. More rich people are created every day, but more poor people are created every day. And so what I say to people when they ask me that question, what can I do? Get involved. You're already involved. You're part of the National Action Network and the NAACP. That's it. You're in there already. We got to encourage more people to join the SDLCs and the NAACPs and the National Action Network and the Rainbow Pushers. And if you don't want to join these, join your fraternity, your sorority. Join your place of worship and do something from there. So it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's easy. Just get involved and do something. Make a difference from where you are. I was just over on Auburn in this place called Edgewood, actually right over from Auburn called Harold. I had a taste of some seafood, and some of my colleagues would go to Harold's and walk in there, sit down, and lo and behold, here's one of my colleagues, attorney, state representative, LaDon Jones, a bright young mind. She lives out in the Southwest Atlanta on the East Point border, and she had on stepped in so talking. This is a sharp young lady, and she's a lawyer, she's a legislator, and we just start clicking and clicking. I said, girl, you better get to go home. You got 2 children, and her husband waiting on you. She's maternal. You got to help me understand what to do. I said, listen, I'll show you what to do. I said, you already know what to do because you're making law. You are a lawyer. You got a law firm on Auburn Avenue. She said, I want to do more. I want to do more. That's okay. I'm going to get you involved. I want everybody to understand. This is the time for us to act, not just to talk. Dr. King and Dr. Urban had to get more than just talking. They acted every day. They got up every morning, put their lives on the line. Jesse Jackson, Joseph Lowry, Al Sharpton, Charles Steele. You know, all of these great leaders out here working today. Dr. Lowry, he'll be 94 years old October 6th. C.T. Vivian is already 90. Andy Young is 83. Now, they are still doing the best they can do because it's in their DNA to do it. They can't help it. They got to do it. And Dr. Lowry tells me all the time, he said, you don't have any choice. This is something you've been called to do. I said, that's exactly what Jose Williams, my mentor, told me when they met me as a little boy. So I know that God has put us on this planet at this time for a reason. We have to do all that we can do before we are removed from this planet, because we don't know if it's going to be the next second, the next minute, the next hour, the next day, next year. We don't know. So we must be rushing to do the work. We got to be really busy and anxious to do the work because our time is short. Dr. King used to tell us all the time, I won't live to be 40. So he left us at the age of 39. He knew he wasn't going to be around long. But that short period of time, Dr. King changed this state, he changed this nation, he changed the world. If you read the United States of America, you go to Africa, you go to Asia, you go to Europe, you go to Australia, you travel the world and mention Martin Luther King's in your name to see what kind of reaction you get. He's taken for granted here in Georgia, Atlanta, across this country, but you go around the world, Martin Luther King's in your name is so powerful. I mean, it gives you chill bumps. It really does, the way people respond. And when you say, I work for Dr. King's organization, oh, really? I mean, you can't get away from people. They can't even speak English, but they want to just be with you because they know that you are part of the King movement. So we must spread the King movement among our babies, these young folks out here who are anxious to do something. Let's tell them, this is your time to be like King. Now, Andy Young says all the time, Andy Young says it today, he says, listen, you can't do this work if you're afraid to die. Jose Williams used to say in the Freedom School, he would say to us, now, if you're afraid of the government or the Ku Klux Klan, you ought to get up and go home. Because if the Ku Klux Klan don't team, the government probably will. And then you hear Dr. King say things like, if a person hasn't found something they're willing to die for, they're not fit to live. And then he would say, like, well, if you don't find something you're willing to die for, you're already dead. And so I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm alive, and I'm going to live, and I'm going to keep working until the good Lord calls me home. And that's what I want people who are listening to understand. You don't have to be like King. You don't have to be King. You're not going to be King. There's only one. But you can be great where you are. You can be great in your home, you can be great in your school, in your places of worship. Wherever you work, wherever you serve, you must understand this is your time to make your contributions to changing this world.
Well, we definitely want to say thank you for coming on air and sharing all that with our listeners. Again, with me being only 45 and wasn't born at the era of this, it only makes me reflect back to what all that has happened. Is only impacts my life even more to know I like to be a part of the change that need to still come at today's time. But we're going to have to break real quick. Tyrone, we're going to have to go to a break real quick. But we appreciate you for being on air to share that wisdom with the world.
Thank you, Representative Tyrone Brooks. We really appreciate you. We'll love to have you back anytime. We're here for you. And if you have anything, a message you want to get us to get out, we're definitely on social media, and so we will definitely support you.
Thank you very much. And tell everybody to go to gabeo.us. That's our website, gabeo.us, and you'll see all that we're doing. We have conferences coming up in Douglasville at the end of February. And we'll be going to Selma, Montgomery. Then we come back and go to Monroe for Allied Kingdom and Moeller Ford Bridge. Just keep rolling all the way through the year. Just see the whole schedule up there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
very much.
Thank
you
you
so much.
And again, for all you listeners, please go to the website. We do have hotels.
What's the website?
The website is the Jay and Shay Show.
Okay, well, you got to tell them that. They don't know.
You get a little antsy now that he got off the air and you have to go on break. You hype now, right? Well, wait till we get back and keep that hypeness. The Jay and Shay Show. Go to our website, and then you will be able to see on the event side the 50th anniversary.
Okay, it's on now. It's on. It's on and popping, boo.
Somebody come get
this.
Do it. We need you, Sonny.
Listen, I'm still when she
bewildered expressions of my opposing players. Up ahead on the ceiling, a ventilation duct. I am now leaving the confines of the arena.
My flight basketball shoes continue to propel me upward as I merge into the jet stream. Below me, I see lights, a city, Baltimore, I think. I'm approaching the ozone. I'm slipping through a large hole. Up ahead, the Hubble telescope. A few adjustments. There we are. My flight basketball shoes take me higher, further out into space. Nike, it's so beautiful. How?
The lightweight flight basketball shoes from Nike. Available for test flights at Steve Sports in the Northgate Mall in 4th and Mercer.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now. You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet. iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, Nokia, Samsung, Windows phones, or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store. Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy from over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com.
Look at here.
It's happening.
Don't you hear this beautiful music right here?
You know something? What kind of mood you in?
I'm just saying, do you hear this right here?
Remember when you was young? That's kind of that's how Flashback Friday does you. Like right now, she's jamming and you just ready to get to it.
What?
Both of y'all probably got memories that's going in totally separate directions. Like
that's a relationship. That's how most relationships is, but backwards.
I need him to pay attention. Did you hear what he's saying?
No.
Valentine's Day coming up. All right.
See, she hearing the song and remembering
in her head.
And she, she's remembering the hearts and chocolates and stuff like that. And you hearing the song and you probably remember. You know what? She maxed out my credit card.
What?
Drove my car and ran all the gas out.
And then want to use it again the next day.
And then want to use it the next day. No. Talking about I need to go to work. It's Saturday. What are you talking about?
Ain't nowhere to go. But to Flashback Friday.
What about it? Flashback
going on again, February the 20th again. The time changed though. The time now is from 9 to 2.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, so I guess they thought, the show was ending at 9. They wanted to, it's not to be so fashionably late no more. Because they know what I did on that card table.
Yeah, whoop it up. You whooped it up. You whooped it up.
Do what I do. I ain't scared.
Uh-oh.
You don't know cards. You slap them cards.
Nah,
you don't do that.
You don't know
That's
about
all right. Leave it to the people that know how to do it.
I'm from a neighborhood where cutting your partner get you cut.
Okay.
I'm kind of not. I'm not built for that. So
I feel you.
You stay on that side.
I'm not built for that.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's at the atrium on Stone Mountain.
Yes, it is.
The Atrium Center.
And if you want to go in the next, let's just give it the next 30, 40 minutes before the 8 o'clock hour, be the next caller with the promo code that's on the front of our website, and that's the Jay and Shay Show. Give that to us, and we got 2 tickets for you.
Call in to win.
Hold on one second. I got to step outside real quick.
No. Call in to win.
It's for the listeners.
I can't.
We got to get a listener something. for listening and staying tuned.
Two
I'm listening.
tickets
You know,
in this hour.
That's why we invited
And
you here.
2
See, we need
tickets
people like you
in the next hour.
See.
So call in to win.
There it is. Now
But-
we're gonna
but
get going
right
to
now-
our next call.
Yeah, but right now we have something exciting coming up. We have Rhonda in Atlanta is on the line. Rhonda,
Hi.
welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you guys?
We're doing
Good.
excellent.
That's great.
Well, Rhonda, we know that you are a part of the Love Movement. It's
Yes,
a great group here in Atlanta on the Facebook, and it is one of those groups that just totally have some serious topics. And I wanted you to be able to share it. Sounds like you got some good stuff for us this week. What you got?
Well, mainly this week we've been talking about Valentine's Day. You know, it's coming up, and we wanted people to have an opportunity to express themselves. And we have a variety of things that people can do. Let's see. One thing we tried to do was have different members come up with ideas. And one thing I did find here in Atlanta is called Cloud9 Living. And you can go to that website and
Cloud9. What? Well, okay, now.
Is that a young site? Because we know you.
Right? Is that?
You on anything young?
No. My young thing is sitting right next to me, 6 months younger. No, I ain't referring to Lexi.
You can take your young thing.
Yeah, he's 6 months younger than me, Rhonda. Tell him stop.
Stop.
Okay.
He's a baby.
Okay.
How old is you, bro?
You talking about me?
No.
But no, this is different.
Okay.
These are like your fantasies.
Oh.
You know, if you
Okay, maybe she's talking about me.
Oh, now you woke up.
Not that kind of fantasy.
Yeah, you been asleep the whole time. Now you gonna wake up and talk about fantasy.
Hey, we talk about fantasies. I'm wide awake.
Yeah, we see now.
Oh, yeah, but these are different. This is like if you want to go skydive.
Oh.
We went in a whole nother direction.
Yeah, you totally
diving.
You totally left me in that plane.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to just do that. You can actually fly the plane if you would like.
Oh. Okay.
She just want me to be her
Can
pilot.
you get something?
I said, just
Yeah,
you just need a uniform. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't even really need the license.
Right.
What you
Just
really trying to tell me?
pilot? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got my wings.
Cars. You can be a car driver, race car driver. No, hot air balloon.
Can I be an astronaut?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Can you really be? Can I shoot you to the moon?
Well, you know.
But, I mean, you can even book a spa.
Oh.
How about that? Okay.
That sounds very good.
So everything you could think of here in Atlanta is on Cloud9 Living.
Nice.
Now, don't say everything, because I have a very vivid imagination.
Out there. It may be
Hey
out
man,
there.
I'm trying to keep it show.
Listen, I'm just describing.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I just wanted to give you an idea of some things we came up with. And every day we have someone with different people actually, who do Black History Facts and just different topics. We have a wide variety of topics that we talk about in the group. And we also have an event coming up in March, on the 27th of March.
Oh, yes.
What's that event?
Oh, yeah. It's called Battle of the Borders, and it's a hotel takeover. And
a hotel takeover. This sounds intriguing.
Yes, grown and sensual fun.
Okay.
She just said grown central, so you left out. She didn't say young. Keep going. That's an in-house joke.
You know what?
That's okay. It's all good. We're covering the whole United States: Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Virginia, Carolinas, California. We're all invited. You're all invited to come here and spend the 27th through the 29th with us at the Comfort Suites of Atlanta. And yeah.
That sounds wonderful. We're definitely going to be there, right, Jay?
Yeah, even though you just be inviting me to things, I think this one right here, I know about.
We told Black that
I just throw that in there because you love to just throw me in.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know about
this. We
this.
told Black that we will be there.
Yeah, we did. Sensual. And I make
and
sure
sexy.
I make my commitments.
Yes.
I will.
Sensual.
You know,
and sexy.
you know her commitment to your commitments.
Yes.
Her commitments, my commitments, two different commitments.
Nah. When a woman commits you to something, you're committed.
Just remember that, it's like Vegas. What happens there stays there.
All right.
What?
That's right.
Oh, goodness. No wonder you asked me to be your pilot.
Yes.
Oh, Lord, fly to friendly skies.
There'll be no flying, no friendly skies.
Watch it now. Hold
over
on.
at
This
Rhonda's.
is me and her. We got this.
No, there'll be no Rhonda
now.
It'll be the Shay and Jay Show. Will get the,
Shay and
get
Jay
the
and-
knocking.
JetBlue about to happen.
No.
I might come through with a bottle of champagne.
Oh, see.
Oh, she popping that bubbly.
Oh, what?
Popping the bubbly on him. It's gonna look like a Diddy video.
I love it.
Take that.
What? Turn me away. You let me in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, now.
Listen to it.
Well, listen, before you go, Rhonda, tell us what you guys are talking about on what's been the hottest topic about Valentine's Day. What's the questions like this week?
Well, a lot of people wanted to know how long should you date someone before it's acceptable to buy them a gift.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wait, before it's acceptable to buy them a gift?
Yeah, like if I just met you last week, you ain't get no Valentine's this week. I just met you last week.
Okay.
Ain't no Valentine's for you.
Hold
Now,
on.
see, she can say that because she a woman. Because most women don't
because if it was
out
our,
to most
if I
women
moved you
don't-
up last
but
week and
yeah.
didn't get you a gift, you'd be mad.
You'd be
at
mad.
me.
Now, see, if
Wait
you
a
just
minute.
if you just
Time out.
start dating, hold on, because you said this.
If I booed you up on the 4th and didn't get you a gift on the 14th,
Okay, so does that mean
you
got
would
my-
be mad.
You mad as all get out. But
Okay,
hold
now
on,
when
she
you
just
say, when you say about boo, does that mean you got my potato salad?
Ain't nobody talking about no potato salad.
We done told you.
So
This is the one time the men ain't on that level.
yeah,
We talking about being booed up.
Okay, but
Watching
how did you-
Netflix on the couch with a cover.
watching.
You talking about potato salad. This ain't no picnic.
Well, I was just.
You just want somebody your. Listen,
You trying to keep
it
it show.
clean. Yeah, thank you.
You trying to keep it
Keep
show.
clean.
I'm just
And we ain't
saying.
worried about your potato salad. How about you just met? Because there's people out
Let's
there.
talk about some macaroni and cheese or something. What are you talking about potato salad? I don't even like potatoes.
You'll like my potato salad.
Now we all backed up from the mic on that one. Well, hold on. I got to get my freaking flyer miles back on. Hold on.
Don't threaten me with good food. You'll never get rid of me.
Your wings been cut. Your wings been cut. Ain't no frequent flying nowhere except
whatever.
this way. Okay, don't start none.
First
Won't be none.
class.
Start none. Won't be none.
Hey,
I want to know more about this potato salad.
Okay.
you want to know more about that potato salad?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Rhonda.
We can't go there.
Okay.
If she gonna guarantee I'm gonna enjoy it, I just at least need to know. You know what? Never mind. You're trying to keep a show.
Exactly.
You're trying to keep a show.
Just because they say it don't mean they can keep it happening the same.
You know what? We're not
Okay,
getting
but y'all are not answering her question.
Okay, back to
yes,
the
yes,
question.
I'm sorry.
If,
Rhonda said-
if you date somebody not for a long amount of time, you can still get them a gift.
I
If
think
it's an encouraging relationship. If I meet her and it's going in that direction, I mean, if I met her and we really ain't bonding at all, then I will probably say no. But if I met her and it seems like everything is clicking, then yes. I probably wouldn't get the most expensive gift I could when I just met her, but I would get her a gift to let her know she's on my mind.
I'm thinking about you. Exactly. I mean,
Sound like a ring pop to me.
it might be a ring pop. Wait. Well, it might be a ring pop, but you might not know. Ring pop might be her favorite candy.
You about to tell you because at least she told me and I listened.
Maybe
see?
some now
feel me?
later.
That's what happened when you actually
I love
listen.
tropical Skittles. What
Maybe
you got? A
some-
basket of tropical Skittles on the 14th.
Awesome.
Booyah.
Later.
That
Laid
mean-
out on the bed in the shape of a heart. Don't talk.
What?
That.
Wait a minute, hold on. How did it get laid out on the bed when I just met you? Time out.
He didn't say nothing about getting in there for your potato salad. He
but
just said laid
said
across the bed.
Okay, but
That don't mean
how
that-
did he find out it was in the bed? Because I'm not going in the bedroom.
Well, he could have just
Okay,
laid that
on-
out for you.
Right. Maybe we at your house chilling, and while you went to the bathroom, I went in and snuck in and put some hearts on the Skittles.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying.
So,
Just have them delivered. How about that?
right, yes.
We gonna do that.
I bet I pay for some Skittles to be delivered. I bet I do.
Yeah, I'm
I bet
the
I do.
deliverer.
I'm gonna pay a courier $35 to deliver some 99-cent candy. You bet I do.
Well, I hope it's more than 99 cents. I hope you at least get the king size bag.
$1.49. All right, cool.
$1.49.
That's the case. Hey, I eat candy constantly. I know.
You're a candy man.
Oh, my.
Candy man.
Wow, do you eat cookies too?
Ooh.
Jay is trying to keep a show, woman. Jay is trying to keep
But let me tell you, see,
like
y'all need to go to the Love Movement on Facebook. I'm telling
y'all
you.
might need to go to Love Movement, but can you bake though? The way you keep talking about them cookies, do you like to bake?
I bake.
You like to be in the kitchen. You like it hot. You like it like that?
Yeah.
What kind of cookies you like? You like them chocolate chips?
No, sweetie, I like oatmeal raisins.
You like oatmeal raisins?
The mood just got so ruined.
Do you know what that look like?
That's like, you like candy? Yeah. What kind? Werther's Original. Ooh, don't know about that's in my grandma's purse right now. Yeah.
I like licorice.
Butterscotch.
But hold on. I mean, hold on, dog. She still can bake though.
No, yeah.
Just because she like oatmeal don't mean, it's all good.
I put it to you like this: if you hand me a cookie and I think it's chocolate chip and it's oatmeal raisin,
you gonna be mad.
No, it has to have nuts though.
Jay is trying to keep a show.
Obviously, she didn't know. I am not mad at you. You stay in that kitchen. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman that can bake.
So what you wear up under your apron? You know what? Just let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me stop.
Didn't we say okay? But anyway, thank you, Miss Rhonda. Thank you for calling in. What you already talked about what you guys are doing. I would say definitely go to the Love Movement on Facebook. Their group is awesome. They have an incredible time talking adult language. And I thank you so much. Can't wait to hear what you guys got to talk about next week.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
And you stay in that kitchen.
I will. Now make sure I bring you some cookies with nuts.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
Freshly baked, right?
Yeah.
Why did my mouth start working?
For you.
See,
that's what
happened.
I'm talking about. Thank you.
That's the Love Movement for you.
I ain't mad at him. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Good night.
Watch out now. Good night.
All right.
Watch out now.
I ain't mad. Love Movement.
I love the Love Movement. They doing
their thing. They doing Sonny. It looked like you was about to get in there until you found out it was oatmeal.
Yeah, once you put oatmeal and raisins, it just don't work for me.
They have a good
I'm
look.
a chocolate man. I'm a chocoholic.
I told you chocolate chip.
You know what I'm saying? I like my cookies chocolate. I like my women chocolate. All right.
Well, while y'all talking about that foolishness right there, we're about to go on.
Foolishness?
What? We're about to go on break.
We're about to talk about some bacon, some cookies.
Yeah, but
all right. Break time it is?
Yeah, break time it is.
Fine, let's go on break then.
The Jay and Shay Show.
You see and hear ad after ad about owning gold, but they raise more questions than they answer. That's why American Bullion has created a comprehensive free gold guide packed with unbiased information about gold as an investment. Get the facts before you buy. Call American Bullion now for your free copy of the gold guide at 800-479-2177. That's 800-479-2177. Are you tired of stressing out about the economy and ready to take control of your retirement funds? American Bullion has a precise, tax-free, and hassle-free system to convert your existing IRA or former 401k into a gold IRA. That's why they're the leader in gold IRA rollovers. It's all spelled out in the free American Bullion Gold Guide that answers all of your questions in plain and simple English. Call for your free copy today at 800-479-2177. That's 800-479-2177. American Bullion. 800-479-2177.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard.
We have a casino trip coming up February the 28th. You want to give us a little bit of information on that one? Because, I heard it's a Harrison Casino, and they got a tour bus going up just for a day. Sound like fun for us gamblers. You got some info on that one?
I do.
Okay, let's get it to us.
Thank you for leading us into that one, because it's a fun field trip to Harris. Now, you know, the Jay and Shay Show, y'all going to hear, we are going to be everywhere.
Yes,
we're going to be in Selma.
We're
going to be at the casino in Cherokee, Harris, Cherokee. We will be in Punta Cana in May.
Yes.
We'll be in Negril.
Punta Cana, yes.
Negril in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Got another cruise coming up, as well as Mardi Gras. We're going to go to Mardi Gras this week. So we've got a lot of stuff going on that we want to see you. So we'll be all over the place. But this particular trip is $50 a person.
$50.
$50.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
But no, listen, Linda.
Listen.
The trip leaves out of the Walmart Stockbridge, as well as the Walmart in Lithonia. $50 a person. They'll be leaving early in the morning, and what will happen is they'll leave early in the morning, go to the casino. You get $20 free play. So technically,
it's only $30.
It's only $30.
She got the hookup. Holla if you hear her.
And guess what? There's nice little goodie bags and whatnot on the bus, and some drinking a little bit.
And
I like how she said that. And some drinking.
Some drinking.
But the most important thing is you got to drive.
Refreshments. And they have little drawings and whatnot. So it's a nice day trip. For those who like to go spend a little money, don't want to drive, don't want to take the time, they can go up on the bus with us and come back down. So it's kind of exciting. What you say?
I think it's going to be an exciting one as well. I can't wait. Again, it's another trip out there, and I get to spend more time with our fans.
Brought to us by JMSA Signature Events, which also sponsors Flashback Friday.
Oh, yes. And they're doing a lot of big things. They're the ones who's going to be doing that Flashback back down in Florida.
Yeah, Miami.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
And they're boosting that one up.
Got to get my beach body on.
Oh,
Get my beach body on.
That's what you're going to do?
All
right. Well,
I got to be looking cute out.
Work it out now. Do your thing. We ain't really mad at you.
I got to be
cute
now.
Do your thing. Well, we got something special for everyone today.
Yes, we have some special guests in.
We do.
We loaded in the studio today.
I heard our feed is not showing that well, but I will say it's crowded.
It's crowded.
It's a little crowded.
It's good though. It's a good crowd.
We're gonna make the best out of everything that we do. So
Well,
who we got on the mic next?
Well, we have a young lady who is going to talk to us a little bit about what it is like to date and be under 25. What it's like dating. What are the social and dating issues, or those, some things that you guys are having to deal with that we didn't really have to deal with, us over 40. Snapchatting, the Instagram, the Twitter. Over 50. Did she just say I was over 50?
Exposed. What?
Not. Anyway.
Talk about you like that. Really, Shay?
What is your name?
That's messed up.
Oh, Alexis.
Alexis.
L Boogie.
L Boogie. Alexis L Boogie.
Now, don't be scared of the mic. Go
What
ahead.
is it like to date wherever you're from these days?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't rent a car. I'll tell you that. Under 25, you cannot rent a car. I tried all day.
You can rent a car. It's going to cost you. That's what it's going to. Oh, yeah. You're going to get raped in the ATL. You drive here under 25. I'm telling you right now, you balling.
Okay.
Got a record deal.
Just starting to get in the dating business truly.
Business?
Yes. It is a business looking for someone.
It is?
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Why do you think it's a business?
It's like a job.
It's just
you
like
gotta have a plan.
got to put in an application.
Yes.
Got to have references.
They got a season called cuffing season. You gotta go through it all.
It's a draft. Everything.
Okay. So do you find that there's more people who just want to hook up, or people are really looking for a stable relationship, or is they just trying to get that hookup, quit, gone, or they really, or is that only thing?
You act like it was different in your day.
No, it's different.
Oh, it's
now.
different,
It's
man.
different
Believe
now.
me, she's still talking about potato salad, so you know good and dang on well. It ain't nobody talking about no potato salad plow.
My granddaddy taught me well, and then my daddy after him. It was no different.
Ain't no
Everybody's
different.
still trying to get the same stuff they was trying to get back then.
True.
Okay, so what you find? What's happening? What they doing?
Well, it's more accessible now. People still want the same things they did, but it's more accessible now.
So that means
People are
y'all
just
giving it out more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, I disagree.
What?
Oh.
I disagree.
Really?
It's a lot more teasing going on now because it's a lot more easier to see. Oh, yeah, she on Instagram. Oh, yeah, she on Snapchat. She must be feeling me. Nah, she just like them 3 likes an hour that you give her. That's about it.
That's true.
She ain't about to give you
3
nothing.
likes. Oh,
30 likes. I'm sorry, 30 likes.
30 likes.
Oh, so the 30 likes and the pokes.
Like,
I get poked all the time. What exactly does that mean?
Well,
Jay is
on the
trying to
Facebook.
show.
Right, what you
I
and
thought you
Jay
said it was
do
all
in the
the same.
bedroom
I'm
is
sorry.
not...
No.
Who? Hey, hold on. No.
Okay,
see,
I didn't tell you, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, we trying to keep a.
I'm sorry.
Lord have
I take
mercy.
it back.
Trying to keep a show.
That's it, Jay. That's all Jay do. Week after week after.
No,
just
I'm
try to
talking
keep
about Facebook. The little button they
All that
poking me.
That's
On
y'all.
the Facebook.
That's listen. That button is
Don't mean nothing.
No, that button is a metaphor.
A metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
So they really trying to poke me?
Is a female poking you?
Well, no.
Do you have any female pokes? I thought not.
Well,
That's true.
No, that's
Okay,
true.
well, see, the way I look at it right now,
Oh.
see, you
I
got a
gotta
lot
go
going
back.
on.
Yeah, I need to go check my
Drop
You need-
Mike.
And I bet
Right,
you
you
them
trying to
young-
keep your relationship. I
I know, right?
Just,
Okay, no more poking for me.
Do any
she can poke all
cousins
she
or
wants.
No,
She been
no, no.
poking.
No, I
She,
didn't
no,
know.
you probably poked everybody.
I didn't know
You
it
probably
was
go on Facebook, poke. You a pokey man.
Honey, I didn't know it was. I didn't know what the pokes meant. I
Man,
know
it's
now.
hey, just poke on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just poke
I
over there.
I
Keep your little pokey
apologize.
stick.
Just the time where I'm supposed to apologize. I
No,
apologize.
you know, I don't like apologies
No,
anyway.
I'm sorry,
I
dear.
ain't never like apologies.
Okay, so tell us more, Lexi.
About what?
Dating the kind of guys. Do they? Oh, first of all, do they? We had a conversation about this. Do they take you out? Do they come to your door? Do they even?
No.
Or y'all just meet somewhere random and you hope for the best?
Well, these days it's different because you have to be safer now.
So that means you always keep a raincoat on? No.
No, you just
though?
no.
That's
No, you don't.
Safety she's
My
talking
lord,
about.
I'm talking about actual safety.
Oh, okay.
Just like 'em.
I would not invite someone to my house to come pick me up because I don't want him to know where I live.
Okay.
That's safe. I
That's
like
safe.
that.
So-
Better than the safety she talking about.
Right.
I
Right.
said, we
Turtlenecks.
always say keep some raincoats on now and your boots.
And
boots.
galoshes.
Yeah, galoshes.
For the men downstairs? Or?
I don't know. I'm just agreeing with
For the
her.
boots.
I'm just agreeing with
Am I
her.
too young for this show?
Y'all really showing y'all ages. Y'all really ain't with me. This was not rehearsed. I can tell.
My lord.
This
Okay.
Is so
Okay,
embarrassing.
so
hit it.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about dating. Are there at your age range? Are there actual gentlemen?
Yes.
They
There
pull
are-
out your seat?
There are a few.
Okay, a
That's
few.
it. Pulled out
There
your
are-
chair, opened your door.
Pulled out my chair, opened my door, but it was after they realized what they weren't getting. When they started gaining interest truly, that's where that came.
That's not a gentleman.
Yeah, that's the person trying to.
Now, a real gentleman is probably in your friend zone right now.
That is very true. I do.
If he was a gentleman, if he was like that before he figured out he wasn't doing nothing, then he's probably in the friend zone right now,
That's true.
waiting on the dude who ain't doing none of that you like to mess up.
Oh, so with that being said, since I have 3 men in the building, so do most of y'all sit back and wait for the friend zone, just waiting for that moment? Or are you, in the back of your mind, are you really trying to boo us up, but you're trying to act like you're our friend?
Whoa, no.
Or-
What's this boo up?
Yes.
I mean, can you define boo up?
I'm saying-
that sounds.
Are you
She heard me
being-
say it
are
and she
you
just thought
being
she run with
my
it.
Oh, okay.
friend? No.
Okay, 'cause-
Are you being my friend, but in the back of your mind, you really have a motive
motive of what?
of maybe later
You know what?
crying on your shoulder. Oh, for the 4th time I've been broke up and you've just been my friend and you're there each
Oh,
time.
you trying the one that acts like he your friend until you get you that vulnerable moment and then he try to seduce you.
Well,
is that the one you talking about?
I'm just saying, can
because most
men and
people-
women really be friends?
Yes.
And I say yes. Why can't we be?
all my best friends are females.
Okay, so all my best friends gonna be males then.
And
why-
now I can say
see how
with
she
complete
said,
I can say with complete
Yes,
honesty that, let's see, out of 3 of them,
You
only
were trying
one
to
of them
hit it
only
first.
one of them I didn't actually try,
See,
but
See,
but he being honest.
Just prove my point.
No.
But let me tell you the difference between being a friend and being in the friend zone, because a lot of women don't know the difference. The difference between being a friend and being in the friend zone is when you're a friend, there's a potential for growth. You hear women say it all the time. My friend came over. My friend bought me flowers. My friend took me to the movies. You know, things like that. When you're in the friend zone, you might as well just be a little brother. That's nothing that's going to happen at all. She. That's it. You just in that zone. We went like she don't even say it with the same inflections. When it's her friend, my friend took me to the movies. That's cool. But then when she's talking about somebody in the friend zone, oh yeah, my friend took me to the movies.
True.
Quick and short.
That's it. So it's how you say it.
Pretty much. My friend bought me flowers.
If it's gonna be
my friend bought me flowers.
If it's gonna be something, she ain't gonna keep saying friend.
Oh,
It'll
so
change
it's
to my
all
boo.
in how you say it.
My baby.
Oh, so it don't mean nothing. Okay, what else you want to tell us? Nothing. So there's nothing about. Do they give gifts?
It depends on where you're at.
Oh,
it all depends on where you're at. You can meet somebody a week, and then they give you gifts if you have the intentions of doing anything, or
so they give gifts right away.
Sometimes it just depends on if you meet somebody on Match.com and you know where it's going.
So
So you're on Match. You say, listen, if you could. What's your
I'm saying
username?
if you know where it's going, if
okay.
it's heading towards something, you're trying to make it something, then yes.
Okay, so if you're on Match.com, they automatically expect that something's going down.
Normally, if you're on Match.com, you're looking for marriage.
Okay, so what about Tinder and
no, those
Down
no
and
Tinder.
Okay Cupid?
Tinder is
and,
not.
No, that's the hookup one.
That's the hookup
Tinder.
one.
That's the name, Tinder. Like
what Tinder? I thought it was about some cigarettes. Tinder.
What?
Really?
Am I too young for this?
No, see the Tinder box.
No, Tinder is
Don't
the
y'all know about
hookup
the Tinder
thing.
box? The Tinder box.
Yeah, I think now I'm too young for the show. I have no idea.
We don't want to know, bro.
The Tinder box
We
is
don't gotta
cigarettes?
go there.
Yes, the cigars.
That's what
The
other
cigars.
folks do. We don't gotta go to that.
The Tinder box.
I know ports, Paul.
people know Tinder for the hookup place.
Okay, so if you're on Tinder, you're really not trying to find a boo.
Most
for real.
times,
It's
some
just a
people
hookup.
who are hopeful, very hopeful, and want to get a match for free.
Oh.
Then yeah.
Okay, so otherwise you got to pay for your real match on Match.com. Oh,
I would say so.
this is some good information here.
I mean, that's good if that's what you're trying to do.
It's not like back in my day when you just registered
He said
on
back
Black.
in his day?
Back in my day when you just registered on Black Planet.
Oh, you old enough for Black
We
Planet?
talked about that last week.
You old enough for Black Planet? What you know about Black Planet?
I know
I
you
think
do.
I still got my
MySpace.
She still on.
AOL Messenger.
I think I still have Black Planet somewhere.
Don't talk to me about MySpace.
Adult.
Girl, if I put you in my top 8, we go together. No.
Not MySpace.
Y'all really going there.
Oh my
Friendster,
God.
girl.
Friendster. No. Is that the same thing as Adult Friend Finder? No.
Oh, what?
Jay is trying to keep a shout.
That's all I do every week.
Okay, what about Plenty of Fishes?
Hey, now hold on.
Lord.
Now let me
Plenty
say
of Fishes.
this about Plenty of Fish. I go on Plenty of Fish just for the comedy.
POF.
POF.com. I go on it just for the comedy. Because every woman on POF has this disclaimer at the end of their profile. If you're looking to do something, bypass my page.
I ain't gonna even lie. I don't know. I ain't seen it.
And let me just say, there are a lot of liars on there.
Oh.
So they're not truthful.
They're not truthful at all.
So what you say
that
is
disclaimer
you go to the page and that disclaimer really don't mean nothing.
That disclaimer might as well
not be there.
That might as well be the Georgia Lottery motto. You got to play to win.
Oh.
That and Craigslist.
Oh no, Craigslist is a whole nother beast.
Craigslist? What's going on with Craigslist? I thought you just sell a car there.
Craigslist. Oh my God.
I thought you just sell a car on Craigslist.
No, Craigslist has categories.
Categories.
All kind. No matter what you're looking for, I guarantee Craigslist has it.
Hold on, time out.
If you're a woman looking for a woman
Transgender.
who, hold
on.
What? I got to look this up.
Y'all doing a lot of extra.
Okay.
Trying to keep it clean.
All right, but I'm just
I
trying.
already see you.
you a man looking for a mannequin.
Where you go?
Craigslist has it.
Man,
Did
look
you
at
say a
my,
mannequin?
where you go?
Looking for a mannequin.
Did you really
I
say a
just
mannequin?
say for
Yes.
sale and
What
jars
you trying to
and
do over there?
So if you go down to casual,
Personals.
Personals.
The personals right there. You see that?
Oh, strictly platonic women seeking women. We consider
Hold on, we on the air. We on
men
the air.
seeking women.
You
Men
can do
seeking
that at home.
Miscellaneous.
Okay, you-
Miscellaneous.
What's miscellaneous romance?
Don't click on it. Whatever you do, don't
How
click
about
on that.
Casual encounters.
Don't click on that.
Encounters. Misconnections.
And you
What's a
can't expect
misconnection?
dating to be the same now. Look at what's there.
Rants and raves. What that mean? He was wonderful.
No, rants and raves is just talking. You just feel like talking trash. But miscellaneous encounters
I just
is
mad
I
that
seen
y'all
you.
know what's going on here.
I seen you in Kroger.
Uh-huh.
And I was too shy to say something. So instead of talking to you directly, I went on miscellaneous, miscellaneous and said, "Hey, you lady in black with the nice nails in Kroger, you were buying a beef steak and I was
no way.
Yeah, that's misconnections.
What does this mean?
You're on it right there.
WMW. W for W. What?
Women for women, women for men.
Women for men. Okay.
Okay, and you really gonna go on to the site on air?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
you
figure
that's
out.
excited.
Oh,
she's a visual
you are
person,
Marshall
I
for
suppose.
Atlanta. We went to Trapeze for my first.
Oh my God!
I think we need to go to.
We need a break. We so need a break.
I'm sorry. We need to go to because this one right here is special.
Where are the sponsors?
I mean,
where are they?
Condones this.
A guy who was at
Go on,
Justin's
bro.
attention at Motion City.
We can take a break. That's fine.
we definitely-
Fantastic.
Is it time for a break?
Yeah.
Thank you,
If it
Lex.
wasn't,
Thank
we
you,
going.
Lexi.
Anytime I'm not the raunchiest person in the world, we need a break.
Atlanta.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Far from the city where the Lorax roams free is the home of a magical truffle trees. They grow happy and healthy and thick as you please, just waiting for visits from yous and from me's. In a place you will love with things you'll adorest. It's a magical spot. We call it the forest.
Look, everyone here needs the trees.
And who are you?
I'm the Lorax, guardian of the forest. I speak to the trees.
Visit the animals. Come see the plants. From the mighty sequoia to the tiniest ants. Discover its beauty. Take time to relax. See brown barbaloots or even the Lorax.
I feel so alive. I just like hearing you say it.
The forest is there for you to explore. So come once to see it, then come back lots more. Visit discovertheforest.org. This message has been brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now, You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet. iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, Nokia, Samsung, Windows phones, or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store. Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy from over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com or your app store.
That bother you? No. But when I go to
Ladies.
see, this is the problem with today is how you just rudely
Ladies.
interrupt somebody for no good reason.
Ladies,
but it's
he
okay,
is
y'all. 'Cause see, I
ignoring the
know
music.
she wants to have this going through her head.
Yes, because
That's
Valentine's
'cause you
Day is
special.
coming.
So when you see an ad on there talking about some, I like Joe, and what was the other song that played? Tony.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We ain't gonna even
No,
be thinking about
that's
it,
not
bro.
good?
But we gonna go to my man Jeffrey. Jeffrey,
right, Mr.
welcome to the
Jeffrey.
show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you did such a phenomenal job last week. Everybody just love Jeffrey, and we got so much feedback on the Facebook as well as our website saying have Jeffrey back on, of course. So, I mean, they were fired up. You had them fired up last week.
Yes,
we
you
don't
did.
We don't know
You
what
did a
we
good
did.
job.
We don't know what
You
we did.
represented. So
Yeah,
we
we
got
don't-
you back.
started an argument at
Represented again.
25 and older and
Yeah.
everything.
I promise you, I've gotten in so much trouble since
You
last
have?
week.
You
Yes.
have? Did they call you
I,
up?
but I am not scared. I don't
see,
back down.
that's what I'm talking about.
When you're speaking on something that's actual that you can back up with facts.
Oh,
After a while, they can't say anything.
That's
Okay.
Keep hitting them with the facts. Don't get
All I
emotional about
know
it. They can't win.
is I'm going to sit over here because this is what Jeffrey had me doing last week while he was on the radio.
And she was blushing.
Yeah, so he was so
Mascara was running.
he was
she was
so
a hot
on
mess.
point last week that I had to have the face. Oh snap!
Oh, it got caught in your hair.
Lexi.
Oh Lord,
Help.
that's embarrassing.
Oh.
She had a fan, and she was fanning herself, and her hair got caught in the
You might
fan.
not even want to repeat that.
Oh.
Everybody in the studio,
I
just
think
hold
it's a
your
good
head
thing
down.
the feed's not working this week.
We got an embarrassing moment in the house.
I think it really pulled my hair out.
Final Destination with a hand fan.
Okay. Anyway, nonetheless, Jeffrey, thank you for coming for the group 25 and older.
What we got going on this week, Jeffrey?
Tell us about the group.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate the men in the group for doing an outstanding job with the bachelorette auction we just had. We raised over almost $1,500 on the auction.
A stack and a half.
It was absolutely phenomenal. We started bidding, and we waited to the end, of course, but we really went in and did some phenomenal fundraising.
Don't tell them that.
I won't.
I mean, no,
you can't tell you everything.
No, I'm just saying we didn't wait. Somebody didn't wait.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody came up and they said, "Hey, boom."
8:01:01.
Big dollars.
Somebody had
big dollars.
700 on them almost.
Big dollars.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I need to go
and the
back.
goal was only $250 for the whole thing.
Blew it away. But that's what 25 and older does. It's not just a social group. AJ pointed this out earlier. It's much more than that. It's a bunch of intelligent people getting together, and we get together to debate and talk trash and all that stuff. But we also get together to support, cause. And this was for a bone marrow drive this time. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it was a worthy cause. The men showed up and showed out, and hopefully soon you'll get a chance to talk to the bachelors and the bachelorettes.
That'll be next week.
What we trying to
next
do.
week. Wonderful. Wonderful.
So, what else do you have coming up? What events does 25 and older have coming up?
All right, 25 and older has the Women's Monthly Brunch on this coming Sunday. Also, there's a Mardi Gras Valentine's Day turnaround trip, meaning that you go down to New Orleans, you turn around, and you come right back.
You know why we're excited about that? Because the Jay and Shay Show will be down there.
All right.
We'll be on that bus trip.
All right, looking forward to
talk about that again a little bit later.
All right, now there's the monthly meet and greet on February 21st that's coming up. Now, there's a kickball clinic, which is tomorrow between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock at Ronald Bridges Park. Now, I'm going to tell you about this kickball league. These women, this ain't kickball back in elementary school or PE and all that stuff. These women are serious. There are leagues all across the city, and they get together, they practice, they train, they get out there, and they try to they really try to win out there. They're really serious out there about this kickball. So it's a phenomenal exercise and just a way to really get that competitive spirit out for a lot of the ladies in the group.
Sound like they sweating out their hair to me.
But when they run, it's just something to see. When they run the bases, oh my goodness. And they have these long socks on.
Hey, Jeffrey.
I'm getting visual. I'm sorry.
Is it somebody?
All I'm saying is still home, baby. Still home.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm just trying to keep a show.
Trying to keep a show.
I'm sorry. I got carried away.
That's okay. That's all right. I had to, reel the men back in because they sitting here like, Lord Jesus, yes.
All I'm going to say is the first time I seen a kickball league, I felt, I had that scene from Nutty Professor. Spandex. All spandex. It was beautiful.
Well, this is interesting, is that also next Saturday you guys have something going on, right? The 50 Shades of Grey or something like that?
50 Shades of Grey, yes.
You're going to the movies at the Studio?
Studio Grill. Now, I'm not going to go. Now, I get 50 Shades of Grey. I know it's exciting and all this other stuff. For me, personally...
Don't really want to watch porn at the movie with
it's
everybody?
It's not even a matter of porn. What is this, the mommy porn series thing?
Pretty much.
That's cool. Much. That's cool. But that old school funk...
There you go.
We've been doing 50 Shades of Grey for years.
Well, we talked
this is
about
just
that.
something.
Y'all trying to enhance and make it look new.
No, we talked about that. It's mighty funny that Zane has been writing 50 Shades of Grey for years.
Thank you.
And she did not get the popularity that this did. But I think it took some stars to kind of get on board with this, to show what 50 Shades of Grey was, and then mommies were in the back talking about, no, I don't do this, what is this about? And they were the first ones buying the book and waiting for the second one to come out, and the third one. I mean, and it was people everywhere. I mean, I was at Atlantic Station one day, and this lady was supposed to be at her booth selling her scarves and whatnot. She's sitting there on her chair reading like none other in the wide open, like, what? What's your problem? You need a scarf? Don't you see me in the middle of 50 Shades of Grey?
Wow.
So,
all right, well, Jeffrey, we need to get to some of your good questions.
Oh,
but we can
boy.
get some callers on the mic, so we can see if they can chime in to what we're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I really enjoy is letting women know that some of the things that they do are really just keeping them single. So this list that I have compiled, it's just from talking to different women, dating women, a lot of women, unfortunately. But I found that this generation of women has some of the most unique challenges to dating because of the messaging they got as little girls, and then the conflict, that internal struggle about what a woman is supposed to do in a relationship compared to what their mother did and their grandmother did in a relationship. So that's an interesting dynamic that a lot of women just haven't mastered quite yet. So the first one that I have on the list, this is number 6 on the list, is a lot of women really don't want to give up their independence. They don't want to give up their success. They don't want to give up all the positive accolades they built on their own, because to actually being in a relationship is about sacrifice. You have to compromise now. You can't just think of yourself and what you want. You have to consider what your mate would want as well in your decision making. And quite frankly, a lot of women are just too successful and too comfortable in their success to give that up. Now, it can be argued that that's the man's fault for not stepping up and not being man enough to bring out something better in that woman, for that woman to be so strong and be so independent out of necessity is something that's not just her fault. But it is her fault when she decides that, you know what, I think what I got is better, and she plays it safe and doesn't take a chance to really love somebody and to explore a relationship.
I like that one. What's the next one?
All right. Now, this is the one that, I'm about to call some women out on.
Oh,
go for it. We're going to call them out right now. Can we call them out?
We'll call them out.
Well, before you call them out, can we take a station identification and let the ladies know that the number to call in, because I got a feeling you're going to have some issues with Jeffrey.
They ain't gonna call.
So the number is 404-355-8699. That's 404-355-8699.
Jeffrey's getting ready to. We've been on this show over a month. They ain't gonna call. They ain't gonna call.
They don't want that old school phone.
Okay, well,
we'll go for it. What's the next one? Because they scared.
All right, now, ladies, this is all on you if you do this. You meet a guy, you like the guy, you start dating, and that guy says to you, listen, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for nothing serious. And you get with that guy, and you give that guy wife treatment. And then towards the end of the relationship, he said, hey, I told you that I wasn't looking for a relationship. And you internalize that. And you take it out on the man that is looking for a relationship, when you have to remember that you made the decision to date a man who said he wasn't in a relationship in the beginning. That is your choice. That is on you. That was your mistake. Don't punish the man who wants to be in a relationship with you. There are tons and tons and tons of women out there who have done this and are doing it right now. Hanging out with some guy that told them in the beginning, and he's not wavering now. He's on the same thing. Every time she asks, where are we going? I told you I wasn't in a relationship. And you think you different. You think he's going to change for you? He is not going to change. That is on you, ladies. But they're not going to call about that one.
No, but I like that one.
They ain't going to call about that
I think they need to.
All right, now.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one, this is one that I'm really, really proud of, because it really spotlights the woman's mentality right now. A lot of women have the wrong mind frame when it comes to the way they operate and the way they carry themselves. It's the mantra that they say now. There are no good men out here. I can't find no good man. And what they get is no good men or no good men. Because that's all they're talking about. They're focusing on no good men out here. And that's what they're attracting. No man or no good man. So you have to change the way that you think to get better results. Now, I got in a lot of trouble this week about what I'm about to say now. And this was the debate that you were talking about.
Already,
this debate
to call, so
on,
do it.
on 250 was just off the chain when we had this debate. We were talking about the results of the feminist movement and the unintended consequences of the feminist movement. Now, in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, the feminist movement took place. The decades with the highest divorce rates are the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The feminist movement did a lot of positive things, like give women rights when there's a divorce to make sure they're financially able to take care of their children. It empowered women to know that you are just not you're not relegated to just the household. You have other options. So some positive things came out of the feminist movement. The unintended consequence is they took the woman out of the household. When the woman came out of the households broke down. You have a bunch of single parent households in every community. And in every community, we got a bunch of bad little kids being raised by majority of single moms out there. And they're all asking, Where the dads at? No, you left the dads when you left the household. Now, please don't get me, no, take me wrong if you want to. Ooh. I want you to understand, ladies, that if you are a single mom and you coddling your kid and the school has called you more than 3 times about your child is bad. It ain't the school, it's you. You were a bad parent. You set a bad example. You spoiled your child and you sent them to school expecting the teacher to fix it. Then when the teacher fix it, you get mad and it's the teacher's fault. No, it's your child's fault and it's your fault. But they ain't gonna call about that one now.
Whoa.
They ain't gonna call about that one.
You know what?
That's gonna be a hot.
You know what?
They're not gonna call about that one.
Where's the other one? No, we gotta get them all through. We gotta get them through.
They're not gonna call about that one.
Because you hold the whole show up. You've been talking the whole time.
But hold on, dear.
Let them talk. Let them get it out.
I just got one more. Now this one's kind of deep. Women, subconsciously or consciously, you set men up to fail. You set men up to fail on purpose or subconsciously, but you set them up to fail because you have these impossible standards, first of all, and you carry around a bunch of pain that might have happened from when you were a little girl or the boy that broke your heart in high school. You're carrying that pain around, that hole in your heart, and you asking the man to fix it. You say, all right, I got this pain, I'm going to give this baggage to you, and I want you to fix it. And when he doesn't fix it, you let him go. The bottom line is nobody can fix that hole in you but you. You got to face that hole. So instead of saying, I'm going to give this hole to you to fill up, you have to attack it. You have to work on your own baggage. Don't depend on the man to bring you out of your own pain and sorrow. You bring yourself out of it. Get yourself ready, make yourself more attractive inside, and you attract a more attractive person. That's what women do when they develop those lists. That list is really an artificial thing to keep men away. Because you know if the man actually filled all that list, you still turn him down. So work on yourself, get over whatever pain you're carrying with you, and let the man that's really meant for you be attracted to you by filling that hole up. But they ain't gonna call about that stuff.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think everyone should pick up the phone and chime in on this because this is a debate that needs to happen. What you brought out was some great points, but it's not just a reflection of what I feel. It's a reflection of what America feels. I need America to call in and chime in, not for no more than a great debate. I like to hear some women. I like to hear a lot of women come in and fight this because I like to say there's a lot of good women out there that can say what you're saying is completely wrong. And I want to hear from them because I don't want to defend. I want them to defend themselves. So I need somebody to call in and defend what's going on, not just Shay, because she talk too much anyway. We need somebody else.
That's what I'm supposed to do. That's why they call me.
I need somebody else because we brought you in. We want to hear from them as well.
Can I call them out a little bit more?
Call out.
See, we had a conversation about this on 250, and a young lady said maybe the women and the divorce rates went up because they found out that they weren't just cattle anymore. And I said, she said that men owned women and women were property and women couldn't have this. I said, no, that's not what happened in the 60s. You're talking about the Lincoln era. That's when the first feminist movement took place. So she was conflating arguments. But then when I came back and I said, listen, this is what's really going on. The feminist movement of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that's where we grew up. When I was growing up, most of our households had a mother and a father. And then what happened was it just turned into a bunch of single parents households, and most of those are led by women. So the single parent household is a direct result of the modern feminist movement.
All right, we got a call.
I beg to differ, but anyway, we're going to let Cassandra, who's on hold online. Cassandra, give us your comments on this one.
Hi, how are you this evening?
We're great. Glad to hear you call.
Yes, I just left from up there. I had to pick up some tickets because Love 860 is one of my favorite radio stations. So I do want to call in because I'm a black female.
Say it.
And I'm just going to give my point of view. I can't say that I'm speaking for all black women, but I'm just going to give Cassandra's point of view. I think the system is set up to separate the black man from the black woman, and we have fell into that. It's just not the black man's fault. It's not just the black woman's fault. I think the system is designed to separate us because if we come together and if we know who we are, if we can identify each other as a race, the system is not set up for that. Because if we do come together, we can conquer anything. So that's why we have these issues among one another. Most of our black men, they're locked up. You know, they're gay, they're on the down low. You know, so women had to go to work. They had to step up to the plate and feed their children.
Well, I like...
And here in Atlanta, you have so many women to one man. So a man, if this woman won't do it, then he go on to the next, and then to the next, and to the next. So we have some women that are settling, you know, because, you know, they want to be with somebody. So they will date a married man. But I think the system is designed to keep the black man and the black woman from conquering. Because we can't do that if we all get on one accord. Now, that's just my view.
I like it.
Well, I like your view.
I
think your view is really on point. Because, again, if we come together, we can overcome. I mean, that's...
I got my fist raised right now.
I mean, that's the way it was set out to be, Cassandra. You said, thank you so much for calling. You said some incredible stuff there. That's the way it was supposed to be set out. But many things have come into play here in this particular generation. I don't know where it got bent, broke, what happened. But you are 100% right. We did kind of had to step up and handle things on our own and step in there and do some things when the men were not available. Some were incarcerated. Some were going in a different direction other than the female. And there's many different things. Some just don't even know who they are or who they're called to be. So when we kind of said, you know what? We can't just let our kids go by the wayside and not teach them. We actually decided to help pull our bootstraps up and get educated and be able to do it on our own as well. But we also have to learn that our independence can make us single as well. Then we're going to pause here for a break for a second. Cassandra, can you stay with us? I got a couple more questions for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Okay.
definitely, because
we'll
we want you to debate with Jeffrey here because we like what's going on. So stay tuned.
I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV.
And I'm super creepy Rob Lowe, and I have cable.
With DirecTV, you get 99% signal reliability.
Now that's reliable. My cable's out, so I'm down at the rec center watching folks swim.
I love that I can watch my shows and be worry-free.
And I love the smell of other people's hair.
Don't be like this me. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Not long ago, I went to Wells Fargo to talk about ways they could help with my business's cash flow.
It often takes 3 days or more for merchants to get paid from any credit or debit card transactions.
Exactly.
Well, we could set you up with a merchant services account where you could get paid as soon as the next business day for most transactions.
That was a conversation worth having, and the $100 reward for opening a new merchant services account made me feel even better.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. See banker for offer details. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Is your favorite Italian gorgeous and balanced, crisp as an apple, and authentic, like Cavit Pinot Grigio? Or is your favorite Italian smooth as silk and alluring as dark cherries and red berries, like Cavit Pinot Noir? Or is your favorite Italian vibrant, aromatic, and as delicately sweet as an apricot, like Cavit Moscato? No matter which wine you prefer, the award-winning Cavit collection is America's favorite Italian.
Did I say over there babbling for a little bit? Did not what I say, was that not correct? See, he don't want to address that, Cassandra.
I just want to.
Did I say?
Try just for a moment.
A little something.
Put your top lip over your bottom.
No.
Lip.
Yes, did I say some things, Cassandra, that he don't want to address? He don't want to.
I didn't ask.
Yes, you did.
He want to grab his help over here. He want to grab
ask.
Jeffrey.
Because see,
but I'm gonna need him to say.
I'm not going nowhere.
But
my
I
whole
can't
thing
tell.
Is, I
You
got
hurry up,
Jeffrey
you wanna-
in the house.
Yeah, you want to butt it off on Jeffrey.
To get this.
Trying to keep.
I need
He's
this
trying to
going.
keep. He's trying to keep a good household.
I don't need to keep no good household. I keep it real.
Well,
I
are you
keep
really
it real
talking
because
real?
I shut it down.
Well,
I'm not
shut
worried
it on
about
down
all that lip
right
you got.
here. Shut it on down right here
Well,
and say,
Jeffrey,
I
go
said
ahead, 'cause
something.
I got this because that
I
right
said
there,
something.
that's all I do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You
If
know
I
what?
paid that
I'ma
any attention, I'd be crazy.
I'm gonna stay on my role over here.
You don't know what your role is. You just roll your lips in your
I'm
mouth.
just saying.
Roll up.
Thank you, Cassandra, because I said some stuff, but he don't want to say nothing to what I said because
It's all good.
I said some stuff.
Yeah, you said a whole lot. I'm trying to figure out when you don't say something.
He trying to get his help.
Yeah, going at it, boy.
Help.
Made for radio drama right here.
Exactly.
Made for radio drama.
Go on,
That's
Mr.
all
Jeffrey.
she
I'm
do.
gonna be nice to my guests.
You know, you made some interesting points. Both you and Cassandra made some very interesting points. Two things I want to point out. First of all, if we already know the playing field is stacked against us, it is incumbent upon us to basically modify our behavior. We all know that the system's not for us, but we still continue to act like the system is for us. That is our fault. It makes no sense to continue to act that way. Another thing, too, if our neighborhoods and our communities have nearly 82% single household in them, and of those single households, it's over 90% that are led by women, then ladies, you have got to accept the fact that your parenting skills have been subpar. You have raised a bunch of children who are disrespectful. You have dressed these kids in sagging pants. You have dressed these kids looking like thug life is the right type of life. Ladies, that is on you. Now, if the vast majority of our households are single parent households, and most of those are led by women, I need you to own up to what you have done and start to correct it. Now, I'm proud to say that even though I'm divorced twice, my first wife and I, I don't take no shame in that. I don't take no shame in that. But my first wife and I, we co-parent very well. She knows that if there's anything that she needs regarding them kids, she's never had to look for me. And the kids, the school calls me first because my children have heard that if I get a call from that school, you are in trouble. Most of the women now, you will roll up to that school fighting for your kids, and your kids will be wrong as all get out. So the state of our children right now, black women, that's on you.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But you have to go a little bit further than, the fact that these kids are being raised, because it had to take a man to have the woman to make the child. So where is the man? And if the woman is out working, it's like the system is raising the kid. I mean, when you think about it, if she works, then she raising the kids, she got to keep a clean house, she got to do this, she got to do that. Something is going to falter.
Cassandra, that's a wonderful point. I'm going to put it to you like this. If you're playing spades, if you have a deck or a book of spades and you got one spade in your hand, you have to play it and you can still get a book. So you do not have to sit there and say, okay, I got all these things against me. What you got to do is play the hand that you are dealt. And even in poker, you can win in poker with a poker face. So all these excuses, I'm sorry, I don't buy them. I just don't buy them. Don't buy. If the man is not there, that is a known quantity. That's a known variable. You make the adjustment. You teach your child how to live through the adversity, not be a product of the adversity.
Yeah. So, it still takes those children, they still need their father.
I don't disagree. I do not disagree with that.
They need their father. Okay, now I
disagree.
raised 2 kids on my own, and my kids are grown, and, I did very well. I did very well raising my 2 kids because I'm in a different generation. I'm a baby boomer. So now you have this younger generation. You having babies. Yes, ma'am. They still kids themselves. it's just the era that they're coming up in. And even though they're sagging, it's not a crime to sag. It's just a trend. It's just a trend to me. They want to wear the pants down, so what?
Wait 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's just a trend. It's just a fad to me.
So the has something to
it's
say
no
on
crime
that.
to just have your pants down. It's not a crime to do that. It's looked at. It's looked at. Because, back in my day, I'm 56 years old. Back in my day, they start pulling their pants down because they were in the water. The parents couldn't afford new pants, so they start pulling their pants down. This is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun.
No, ma'am, Cassandra, I can guarantee you.
They was growing out of their pants, so they start pulling them there. They start sagging a long time ago. So this is nothing new. We can get past the sagging. What it is the system is not designed for the black man to be the man of his home. And he has fell into that. So the black man have got to say, hey, I've got to get my family back together. I've got to come back as a race. Everybody know that black people are God's chosen people. Everybody know except for us. When are we going to learn that?
Well, I understand that definitely. We do have another caller on with you.
Okay, all right.
Who wants to give you a little feedback of what you said.
Okay.
His name is Paris.
Paris, you there?
Okay.
Yo, what's going on? How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
Awesome.
You want to chime in on the debate?
Yeah, I'm liking the viewpoints. I think both individuals are right, where you say, you know what, you got to play the hand that you're dealt, and the other hand is saying, the father needs to be there. I hear, sagging is a trend, but I can also, and the bad part about it is I'm grown, but I still catch myself doing it from time to time. And on the other hand, I do see it as a crime, not that it needs to be punishable by jail time, but I see it as more of a crime to the father saying, Dad, teach me the way I should dress. Because there's a style of dress that differentiates a young man or a child to a grown man. There's something about when a grown man enters a room, and that's the parenting and it's the fatherhood that's taught into him. So when you see a lack of parenting by the father, that's when you'll see more of the sagging. So it's more like a downward face saying, somebody be there, teach me how to really do it. I think that's just another perspective of it. I'm not saying it's a crime in one sense, but I'm saying it's a crime to the father. Dad, why aren't you here to show me how to dress? Because a father really teaches his son. It's nothing like when a father gives his son his first suit. That's kind of like a sense of accomplishment. It's your dad promoting you to the next level. But there's certain idiosyncrasies of a man-father relationship, father-son relationship, that a woman can't teach, that she'll never understand. You'll never understand the significance of dad being at the game as opposed to you being at the game. You'll never understand what it is for dad to say good job as opposed to you saying good job. There's mommy's love and tenderness, but there's that that head nod that lets you know, all right, if Pop say it's cool, then I'm cool. Mom can say what she wants to, but Pop got that. There's a respect level that we don't allow men to see anymore. And you know what? On one hand, it's our fault. On another hand, this system is really not meant for men to be fathers. This system is literally modern-day slavery, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, when you look at all the other races, it's only the black race.
I'm not going to say that it's only the black race. I'll say the big target of it is the black race. The way I compare it, it's, in old slavery days, you had the cotton field, you had the slave masters, and you had your slaves. You bred your slaves to other slaves to make more slaves. Well, the way I look at the system, just say child support system, this jail structure system, well, it's meant to bring more ignorant niggas to jail, release them out to the population to produce more babies, to bring more of them damn niggas back to the cotton field, which is that jail system or that child support system. And, that's the way I look at it. It's a repetitive cycle. They can't get us one way, but they can affect the law to take the father out of the equation.
Right.
Because fathers weren't allowed to be there back in the slavery days. And now if you look at the child support system, they'll take your money, but they're not giving you visitation. That's more. It's going to cost you more money to see that child. You're having to pay for a child before you even get to spend time and be the man that you are to that child. And it's hard. And it kind of presents a resentful tone to the father now, because it's like, you'll take everything from me, But now it's on the mother's hands to if I can see my child, or what is she telling my child when I'm not around? Before she drops them off, is she going, yeah, well, you got to go, you deadbeat ass daddy today? I mean, as a father, we can't control that, so we can't teach the respect when we're not allowed to be there. And it's a fight and an uphill battle to be there. You go on any website and you say, how do I get visitation? You'll find a bunch of lawyers with reviews, and they'll tell you, look, this is how it's going to cost you. Just off back to see your child costs you. Something mothers got to give birth, and it costs them 9 months. But as a man, we keep score by about the amount of money we earn. That, it's a part of the game. Some people play games. You run up the points. Whoever got the most points win. With men, it's how much money I got in my bank account. When my boys say, "Can we get a drink?" or "Can I afford this?" We keep tally by the amount of money we make. So when you take the money, but we get no result from it, it becomes a resentful tone. At least that's my perspective.
And let me chime in real quick, because one thing that I do agree with him on that is that it really is an uphill battle. It's like one thing I do not understand whatsoever is if, say, you're paying your child support and you just have one bad week, month, whatever, where something happens and you need that money to go towards you just to survive. Well, because you didn't pay that, they'll take away your license or something like that. So now you can't drive to get to work, to make the money to pay the child support that you're supposed to be paying. It's like, okay, why am I being penalized for life happening, and why am I not being allowed to, do for? And then now you're taking away my ability to do what I'm supposed to do, what I am glad to do, what I'm happy to do, all because I had one bad circumstance. So,
well, can I comment as well?
Sure.
Okay. Now it does take two. Now, if a man, he's always out here and he's not protecting himself when he's having sex.
Say it. Protection.
It's just as much. Why should the woman always have to get on the pill, or why she have to always get her tubes tied or whatever? Why can't the man start wearing protection and getting vasectomy? So, you have to go back to the very beginning. It takes two.
Well, it sounds like we got double failure.
No, that's true.
But it's a double failure.
How do you have
took
one?
The pill, then it wouldn't happen.
No, but how do you have one, and you saw that you didn't want to have another one, but yet you still will turn around and lay down unprotected? That part I don't get.
Yeah, that's I can agree with that.
Protect yourself.
Wait. Time out. Hold on. I got to interject on that one. It's a little bit... okay. I can understand that. Okay. It's a little bit tricky here. It really is. Because I will say this. Life does happen in different circumstances. One example would be, I know a guy, he had a kid, and he moved. Simply for the fact he needed a better start. He needed a way to, provide for himself. He's one of them type of guys where he's just not going to be the cliche nigga. He's not going to live with his mama. He'd rather struggle on his own than live with his mama. That's just how he is. But he went out, and you know what? He had another kid, thinking, you know what, baby, I'll start over, because he was so desperate for a family of his own.
Hey, Paris.
He didn't get it.
Paris, just real quick, brother, do us a favor and find another word besides the N-word.
Yeah. Yes, without the N-word.
Yes, please.
We're trying to keep a show.
Trying to keep a show.
I'll tell you one thing that really jumps out at me about the conversation is there are a number of issues and things like that we have to deal with. Of course, the best scenario is a mother and a father in the household at the same time for the child. My only point is this.
Always.
If I think for the most part, that is the best case scenario for the kid, the mother and the father being in the household, raising that child in a healthy environment. Let's put it like that.
In a healthy environment.
So here's the part.
Loving environment.
I got you, healthy, loving, all that stuff. But if the man is not there, woman, it is not enough. It is not enough for you to say the man should be here. That's an excuse. The man not being there is a known variable. Of course, you can't be a man, but you can make the most out of that situation and teach that man, that young man, how to survive through the adversity and not become a product of the adversity. And unfortunately, that hasn't been taught. Now, when it comes to child support, when we got a divorce, I told my ex-wife at the time, my soon-to-be ex-wife at the time, that I'm not paying you a dime of child support. I'm not going to pay you a dime of alimony. I'm not going to pay none of that stuff. But you are not going to relegate me to being a weekend dad. In fact, I'm going to see the kids whenever I want to because these are my children. You're going to do the same thing, and we're going to raise these kids together outside of the courthouse. I do believe that if a man steps to a woman the right way, and he lets her know that, listen, I am going to be a father. You are not going to relegate me to the corner. She will have no choice but to respect him if he commands respect the right way. Now, I'm not talking about being a bully. I'm not talking about being anything other than a grown man saying, I'm going to take care of my children, and I'm going to be a father to these kids.
All right. Yeah, we hold on before we hold on.
I commend you on that.
Hold on.
We're going to let y'all go some more in a little bit, but we got to take a break for station identification. This is Love 860, the Jay and Shay Show. I mean, it is hot up in here. It is
bank levies or wage garnishments. Let us negotiate with the IRS for you. It's a lot easier. We deal with the IRS every day, so you don't have to. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, or you haven't filed in a while, pick up your cell phone and call now for free information. We have experts standing by right now who know the tax codes and know the secrets to settle your back taxes for less. If you qualify, we'll explain to you how we may be able to settle your taxes for less than what you currently owe. So call today for your free evaluation. Remember our motto: if you can't pay your back taxes, call now. See if you can pay less. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, call Alpha Tax now for free advice on how you can pay less.
800-511-3026. 800-511-3026. 800-511-3026. 800-511-3026.
Traditionally, when we'd say he's a suit, we'd think of a certain type of guy. Bankers, lawyers, chairman of boards. Hey, people like me. But now the ones wearing the suits are the digital guys, the creators, the change agents. Because today, you don't have to be one to wear one. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
We're going along. We're going to have y'all entertainment on the bus. Probably hear us snoring. But again, when we get down there, we're going to have a ball. So again, y'all can go on to what website to get that?
25andolder.com, I think. 25andolder.com is where they have it. Well, definitely the group 25 and Older Atlanta is the name of the group, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have that on the website as well.
Most definitely.
So definitely come on out, enjoy it. But now we got to get back to our topic before this show ends.
And I got some stuff to say.
Well, we figured
of
that.
course.
I mean, we all.
I'm just saying, Paris and Cassandra have given us great insight. Thanks to Sonny as well as Jeffrey for just starting this whole stuff. Jeffrey again. But
that's what we're doing. We're not debating. We're starting stuff.
Starting stuff.
See how that works?
This is a roundtable discussion.
I want to shout out for the women who are placed in these situations. I know, and I'm not trying to be personal, because Jay always says this is not every situation does fit. But I'm even for myself. I did things the right way. I got married at a very young age. Did not have my child for much later, but even still, I was married, and my husband was killed. And so, not only was I married correctly, did it the right way, I did not have her out of wedlock, but instantly I was a single mom, and I chose to raise her by myself with my community. So situations do happen in life. And luckily enough, my community backed me. I had friends and family who surrounded me, who helped me to bring her up. And also, being in church and being heavily involved, that was most helpful. But what I'm saying is life happens and different situations happen. So we can't lump everybody in the same situation. I would have never thought I would have been a single mom, ever. Mm-hmm. So you can't lump everybody in the situation. But I will tell you, it was very difficult to take her to every cheerleading practice and clean house and keep her with comb her hair and do everything, plus try to work 16 hours a day. I was a CPA. So anyway, you're going to miss some things. You might miss that she, might have kicked somebody at school, and you're like, okay, baby, did he fall out? You all right? You tired? You work 16 hours. They got to come home and clean and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And if you are a single mom, and what I was saying is, I have a friend who did it the right way, and she was married, have 3 kids. 1 is a boy, 2 is a girl. They're getting ready to get a divorce. The husband stepped away. He's gone. There's not going to be any child support. She now has to get 2, possibly 3 jobs, and still have young children at home. So yeah, he's stepping away because he want to work. He want to do things underground so that the system doesn't even know he has a job. And he said, you know what? I found me something else on the Facebook that pleased his eyes better, and he stepped away from his family. So now she is a single mom that she did not ask for. And she didn't go outside of the realms and have children out of wedlock with 3 different baby daddies. She had 1 husband. So every scenario is different. But I did bet you what, can I imagine 3 children at home? Shoot, 1 was hard for me. So yes, she's going to miss something. And unfortunately, again, and something's going to happen for the male, the little boy that is with her. I want the father to be involved in that little boy, because she's not going to be able to raise that little boy, not necessarily.
Okay, time out. Wait, I got to interject on that. I respect that, but now
she did not ask to be a single mom.
No, you know what you do, voice pain, where every situation is different. You got men who don't want to be on child support because they're like, no, I want to be a part of my child's life, and you're not going to limit me as to what I can or can't do. You're not going to set bars on that. You got some who want to be there but can't be there. You got some who walk away. But the only thing that I see possibly changing is the system, because men don't want to be forced into something where now, if I don't see, or if a circumstance comes up, are they going to take away my ability to drive to get to work? Are they going to take away my ability to earn income? You know, there has to be a way that we adjust it where, if you do pay child support, we're not going to take away your license. We're not going to limit you as to how much you can see your child. Matter of fact, we're telling you can see your child. It can't be something where you get moms who threaten to keep the kids away from the father because they're on bad terms with the father. Like, there has to be a change in the system itself before we can address a real issue, because everybody has a different pain with this.
Right.
The only way to adjust it is from the inside out, not from the outside in, because you got a lot of responses to the illness, but we're not dealing with the illness.
Now, that's true. That's very true.
What's your rebuttal?
Now, real quick, I just want to throw in here, my best friend, his mom was a single mom our whole childhood, raised 4 kids, right? And she was never at home because she worked those 3 jobs. And the stigma that when a woman does that and she just leaves the household wild, that's just going to raise kids who go wild, is not true. Because all 4 of her kids, my best friend and his 3 siblings, are all great, well-adjusted, do what they're supposed to do people. And I think it's because they seen what kind of mom she is. So I'm hearing a lot of excuses right now as to why households are falling apart with just one parent, when I have seen with my own eyes one parent do a phenomenal job, no matter how tired, no matter how many jobs, no matter how much. Now, I'm not saying that that's the way to do it. And then on another tip of that, there are women out here who reject the guy who is trying to, you know what I'm saying? He might have got her pregnant or what have not. Now she's telling him, you can't do this, and he's trying to do this. No, I'm just going to do it alone. Now she's going around telling all her friends, I'm a single parent, I do this all by myself. And you chose to, because the guy wanted to be there. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for every woman, but I'm saying we have these cases out here. So again, I mean, it's a lot of different cases, but
that's why we debating.
Yeah.
And see, one thing that I really enjoy about this is we all have examples of different scenarios. One of my sisters, you know, when one of my nieces was born, and she struggled for a little bit, but what she focused on was not her current circumstance, but where she was going. So, Shay, I'll say this to your friend just as a recommendation. Even though things right now are really, really tough and her reality is a bad reality, don't focus on where she is right now. She has to focus on where she wants her children to be and where she wants to be, because if she focuses on where she is, she's not going anywhere.
Right.
See, but now that goes to the respect of the strong mother, that strong woman.
Where they at,
now you're talking about the strong woman versus the scorned woman.
Where they at,
when you show an example of a mom who could raise 4 kids by herself and work them jobs, that shows a strong mother. So God only knows the love that mother could give if the father was there to take some of that burden off.
And I want to say one more thing.
But then you also talk about the scorned woman, the woman who will hold your kids ransom from you and play with you because they know your kids is the only way to hurt you. And they use the system to threaten you, to take you to jail because they're angry at you. And we all know women can hold some vendettas.
All right, and let me say this real quick. I hate to say this, and I don't hate to say it, but in my opinion, every parent is not supposed to be there. And the reason I say that is because I have seen some parents that I've thought to myself, man, you do not need to be in your kid's life. Like a homeboy of mine who's like, yeah, I'm gonna raise my boy to be a thug. He gonna be a G. He gonna be a gangster. I'm sitting there like, well, you should have walked out. You should have walked out on this one, because everything you talking about raising your son to be is on some nothing that he needs to be right now. And so that's kind of my opinion. Every parent don't need to be there sometimes.
But now you're going back to, again, like we're talking individual, but we got to get back to the core of it. Because when you go to a court system and you either say, I want to see my child or I don't see my child, now each situation is different. How can we deal with the problem itself?
Well,
to where we can't, as a general, because there has to be give and takes.
Well, the first
Every
thing
father doesn't.
The first thing that any father needs to do, who's not the custodial parent and wasn't married at the time their child was born, is they need to go through the process to get of legitimization. They need to be legitimized in the eyes of the law, and that gives them much more rights as a parent. That's the first step, and that's not.
But how much does that cost?
Well,
does that cost?
It's a cost. It's not a cost. It's an investment.
Okay.
Because if you're serious about being there, you have to invest that money. You got to make it happen. And once that happens, then you'll notice that it reaps a dividend, because you're not going to have to pay as much in child support, and you have more parental rights, and you have the playing field becomes more level. So you're going to get a return on that investment. We can't look at it how much it's going to cost. We look at the investment and the return you're going to get.
Okay, now talk to the brother. Okay, now we making steps now. Now, he got hit with child support off bat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were court fees, child support a month.
Yep.
So you take away his monthly earnings minus the automatic deduction in child support. He has his basic living expenses. How much does it cost on this investment for the next step?
Well, now I'm not an attorney, so I can't give you a number. But what I can say is, if you get hit with child support, don't sit there and go in the corner and say, "Woe is me." You basically get your intestinal fortitude up. That's the best way I can say it. And you man up and you figure out a pathway to make it happen. A lot of things are solved through effort, just through the fact that I'm going to have the gall to figure out a way to get through this. Just starting to solve something. That's the first step, and that'll make a whole lot of things better. A lot of people get a problem, they wallow in the problem, and never attempt to solve it.
Well, see, I gotta bring this back around, because again, we
ran out of time.
Yeah, we ran out of time, but it's a great discussion, and I'm glad we had it. But again, we couldn't get a scenario to fit everything. Right. But what I like about it is we was talking about a lot of different ones, and a lot of this is going to take effort. Yep. Because the bottom line, and it's never an insult for a single mother to raise a child, and if your child didn't turn out the way you like, please understand, he still can turn around. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the best thing is to not give up, and that's what this is all about. We are talking about what we're going through, not to give up. Okay, so I don't want nobody to be offended and to hear a single mother. No, this is not to offend anyone. It's to push harder and stronger for what we've been through and what we're going through. So I want us to continue to talk, because we got to make change, because what we was doing wasn't working. So let's do something different and better. And I don't want nobody to feel offended, because the number one thing is don't quit. I mean, no matter what you go through, it's putting more time and more effort, but not quitting, because that won't solve anything. What will get us through is the love that's in us and the will to not quit.
Man, look at that turnaround. You see that inspirational turnaround, Jay?
Well, I mean, that's what's up. But
it is called Love Ain't Fiction.
It is. I mean, but I want to also say that we have to kind of go back to basics. One of the reasons why Jay and I decided to do this show is we wanted to be an encouragement of going back to dating going back to not just all of this smash and grabbing and whatever is going on, but smash and grabbing. She came out. I like that. No, I'm just saying. But to go back to dating the correct way, back to getting married, and back to being a community. Because one key thing I said to y'all, me becoming a single mother didn't stop me. It didn't break me. It didn't shut me down. I had my community, my sisters, my church. Everybody dug in and said, you know what? She's not going to be a single mother by herself. And just like we were back in the day, somebody was watching us and paying attention to what we were doing. Cut across the street if you want to. They was going to beat your tail along the way. Mm-hmm. So there is a way. And my sister, who I was talking about that's getting ready to go through a divorce, we're going to be right there by her side as a community. So we have to step up and not just say, oh, I got my house, I got my car, that's her problem. She shouldn't have done this. She shouldn't have married that man. He shouldn't have married that woman. Guess what? We're going to step out in love, help one another, set the example that we can come together and do something positive and not just shake our tail at the music that's on the radio.
Absolutely. And on that note, only thing I can say is, again, until we come back next week, stay tuned. I appreciate y'all for listening.
Wait, Jay. Before y'all answer real quickly, I just want to correct something. The trip is not next weekend. It's on Valentine's.
That's next weekend, right?
Is Valentine's next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I was corrected by a member of 25 and older. I'm not gonna say her name, Brandy, but she corrected me. Really? So I thought I'd throw that in there real quick because I thought it was a correction. I'm not a calendar. I'm a comedian.
You still make us laugh.
We appreciate you. Next week, Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you so much, Sonny. Can't wait to see you again, Atlanta. The Shay and Shay Show, and we're out.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, that's a wrap, and Jay lost again. Get more Talking Real on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow the Jay and Shay Show to get the 411. And be sure to join us every week at the same time for the real deal on the things that matter to you, right here on Love 860 WAEC, Atlanta's Inspirational Talk Radio.